Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Star Wars Shatterpoint time. We're going to be talking about Darth Vader from the Fear and Dead Men Squad Pack coming out in January of 2024. This is the first of the Galactic Civil War specific kind of wave of packs. Now, granted, we do have some things that are usable in the Galactic Civil War era. There are different eras in Shatterpoint, but this one is that one that's strictly GCW all the way, Age of Rebellion kind of era. This is cool stuff. We're looking at Darth Vader in a preview. Some of the stuff we've kind of seen a little bit already from Mini Stravaganza, but we're going to go over this detailed preview with the higher res images. Also still doing the 12 Days of Life Day. So pretty cool stuff. We're going to be having a giveaway winner at the end of today's video. If you guys want to enter to win any of the 12 Days of Life Day giveaways, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Love to hear some of your thoughts on Darth Vader. Which version you like better? Do you like this version or do you like the You Cannot Run version of Darth Vader better? I think they're different. And this is kind of a good indication of how different versions of characters are going to be. We have different versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the game right now. Now we're getting different versions of Darth Vader. We're sure to get different versions of other popular characters like Luke Skywalker and so on and so forth. Definitely think, we already got like different versions of R2-D2 that are planned too. So you're getting lots of different versions of some of these characters. So it's kind of cool to see how they can take different shapes and different forms. And this guy is no slouch. He's very, very heavily combat oriented. So I'm excited to see that. So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at Darth Vader, the Emperor's Servant. He's got a back scratcher. So if he had an itchy back, he's ready and poised to scratch. No. The lightsaber is actually not going straight through his head, by the way. It looks a little bit like he's trying to sever his brain in that picture, but he is swinging. He is swinging for the fences. He comes with 3 force points, 7 squad points, so you're going to have to be a little bit selective on how you use him. You're not going to have all the options in the world, and especially for him being Galactic Civil War only, you're probably going to have to bring him with Stormtroopers for a while until we start getting more different options for those Stormtroopers and for the Galactic Civil War, for the Age of Rebellion stuff. He's not even in that kind of Rise of the Empire era. So, there's that whole age that's in between the Clone Wars and this, that Rebellion symbol there means kind of Age of Rebellion. This is kind of like where the movies take place, Episode 4 and beyond. But there's still a whole age in between that of the early Empire days, and that's where you'll have to use the other version of Darth Vader. But this version, he is a primary unit. He cannot be included with the same strike team as Anakin Skywalker. I wonder why. That is a weird thing. Let me know why you don't think he can work with Anakin Skywalker in the comments below. Also, while you guys are checking out all this stuff down below, be sure to check out the video description. We've got some awesome links in there if you want to check out social media links, if you want to jump in our Discord and keep the discussion going there too as well. I'd love to have you. We're doing that painting contest right now, the holiday painting contest. That's going to run for a little bit longer. We'll be kind of announcing a winner for that too. So we do some Discord specific stuff too, which is also fun. We try to do different activities and keep you guys engaged and entertained and keep the community talking about these fun games together. Well, let's move on to Darth Vader's card. This is a good one. I don't know if I like it better than the other version of Vader, but it's definitely good. It's definitely good. So, okay. He's a Force user. He's a Galactic Empire, and he is Sith. He's got 12 health and 3 stamina. He's got a lot of abilities. So you don't know the power of the dark side. At the start of his activation, you can remove 2 damage or 1 condition from itself. Then refresh a force. Got a lot of flexibility there at the start of his activation. I like it. That's pretty groovy. It's pretty groovy. And that's cool. And I think the healing for him is a big deal, because as we look at some of the abilities that he's got, especially when it goes to his final ability, You Cannot Hide Forever, you're going to see why I think healing is going to be important for him, because he's going to keep activating over and over again. And while, like potentially, especially if you activate him early, he'll be able to keep coming back, hitting your opponents over and over again. And while that sounds really good, it's also a tremendous liability, because the more you activate him, the closer he is to actually the big permadeath, right? And it's not easy in this game to actually remove characters from the board. But the more they activate, like if he gets wounded, then you like if an expensive unit gets wounded, they stay on the board until you have the luxury of drawing their card again, which is going to be probably in like 7 or 8 turns or something like that. But in his case, it might not be. It might be much sooner. And then if he activates and then happens not to kill anybody, it goes back in there. You're going to draw him again. So like he's somebody that could be potentially killed on before the 3rd conflict, even with 3 stamina. So, it depends how aggressive your opponents want to be towards him as well. But it's very interesting, because I think as deadly as he is, people will probably want to make his abilities cost as much force as possible, especially if they plan on doing melee damage to him. So the fact that he can heal at the start of his activation means that he's less likely to become a big liability with that. Which is nice. And also refreshing force is good, because, again, if he does start getting wounded, as those abilities are going to become more expensive. Second ability, an active one, it's anger, hate, and aggression. It costs a force. One character in this unit may dash. If it does, the character adds 3 dice to its next attack roll during this activation, which I like. I like that. If that attack roll contains 1 or more miss results, this unit gains an exposed condition after the attack is resolved, which is rough. I don't think he's, it's risky. It's a risky swing, but you're getting 3 extra dice. So this is really when you've absolutely positively got to wound somebody. And again, he's a character that can do it. So it's good for that, but you're probably going to be exposed afterwards. So, but maybe that's okay, because you're like, hey, you can wound me now, because now I've wounded you, so my order token or my order card is going in the discard pile, and it's going to be a while until you see me again. Or you have the option to play the Shatterpoint card and get him back and do all that crazy stuff. He has, you are unwise to lower your defenses. Reactive, when a character in this unit is targeted by a melee attack, not when they're dealt damage, but when they're targeted, this unit may use this ability. Then you go to after the attack is resolved. If the attack roll contained 1 or more miss results, the attacking unit suffers 3 damage outright. 3 damage outright. That's a nasty, because there's almost always a miss in there, right? But it costs a force. And if you're already wounded, it's going to cost more than 1 force. So again, that's put him out there, get him close to melee range. People are going to want to shoot him from a safe distance, basically, because that's a nasty card. Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them. When a character in this unit wounds an enemy unit, after the effect is resolved, another Galactic Empire character may dash. So again, he wants to wound. He's not really trying to take objectives, although you can park him on an objective if there's a lot of enemies there, and then he'll just have fun, mowing them down like a lawnmower. But I like that he is giving movement to a game that's all about area control. He's doing his killing, but he's also playing the game. So that's a really good ability. Probably one of his best. And then you cannot hide forever. At the end of this unit's activation, if no character in this unit wounded an enemy unit during that activation, and if this unit's order card is not in the order deck or in reserve, shuffle its order card into your order deck. So what this means, in theory, is that you could potentially find yourself in a position where you're just activating Darth Vader over and over and over and over again until you finally wound somebody. Now, granted, if you activate him 4 times in a row and still haven't wounded somebody, you're doing something wrong. Or maybe you're doing something very, very right by trying to be in a certain form that can push people off of objectives. And I think that's going to be like the obvious way to play You Cannot Hide Forever is just like, I'm going to get you, and if I miss or if I just don't quite roll enough dice, it's okay, I'm coming back and I'm going to get you again. And that can be a very fun, satisfying, and rewarding way to play the game, especially because it combos with things like new ways to motivate them. But I think there's other cool ways to run this guy, and we'll look at the stance cards, because he's got Gemso, which can do all the damage, but he's got a little bit more than that too. So Gemso is his melee stance. This is where he wants to be to do as much damage as possible. Like, his expertise has 2 hits on a single expertise. On 2 expertise, he gets a crit and 2 more hits. And so like he's got his expertise are all very, very good here. So I like that. He's got 2 damage on almost every single step of the way. He's rolling 8 dice to start. Again, don't forget, he can roll 3 more. So you're looking at 11 dice. How much is your opponent usually going to roll? Like 5 or 6 maybe in defense. So you're going to have 5 extra dice on top of that. And then, so you have a very good chance of getting all the way through your chain with this guy. But what is this? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage he can put on a single attack very easily. And that's, so that he's capable of one-shotting a lot of characters in this form. Not all, but a lot. And if he doesn't, if they turn around and strike him back, then he gets to be like, oh, okay, well, then I can use Unwise to lower your defenses. Now I can wound you. And, oh, by the way, my order's already back in the card because I didn't quite, like if it goes up against another primary, doesn't wound them, the card goes back in. He responds to their attack by doing 3 more damage, now wounds them, but his card is already in there. So, it's nasty for damage dealing. He's got 5 defense. He's got no ranged on this one. He's not throwing his lightsaber in this course. He's playing a little bit more melee oriented. So it's pretty cool. Defensive form is not terrible here either. He's only rolling 5 dice for defense, but he does have a block and also turning a crit into a hit for a single or 2 expertise. I like this form better though. I like Xian form a little bit better. It's got a little more flexibility in what it can do. It's also got the push right at the beginning and a second push at either 3 or 5 successes, which is really good. So less damage on this one, but a lot more playing the game, right? And so this is a very good form. I think this is the one I'll probably want to run him in most of the time. He gets 1 less dice for melee, but he has better defense with the 6 for his both ranged and melee defense. And he's got a 5 dice ranged attack at range 4, which is not half bad. Now, granted, you may not get all the way through because, well, frankly, it's not that many dice. Now, if you did anger, hate, and aggression, you can dash. You can do your next attack roll. You can still add 3 dice to anger, hate, and aggression, but you're spending force every time you do that. And if you're activating multiple times per turn, that can get expensive. So you'll have to be very judicious about who else in your build is using your force. You may want to be saving that for Vader because you could activate him like 3 or even 4 times in a single go through before you refresh your force. So think about that before you start going crazy with anger, hate, and aggression. Now, look, he gets a pretty decent, like the expertise is a little bit less good, but expertise for his thrown lightsaber is not half bad. But for only 1, if you only get 1, it's good. If you get 2 or 3, it becomes less good. His melee, it's okay. I do like his defensive expertise a little better here because you're getting heal. And this is good if you have other folks with you. Vader usually won't be completely by himself. Again, you want other people close enough so that when you do, perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them, that dash is meaningful. There's not like a range requirement on that, but if somebody's all the way back at the beginning of the board, a dash might not be that big of a deal to them. Although it does certainly get them in the fight, you usually want people to be able to dash into maybe stop somebody else from shooting him or get on closer to an objective or something like that. So I don't think he'll be completely isolated for too long. So he can heal someone else or, of course, heal himself. Again, he's getting to heal himself also at the beginning when he activates. So again, I really like Form 5 Xian. You've got a lot of different status effects that you can put out of there. You've got a lot of healing that you can do with this if you take the top row. But I like the bottom row the best because I think I'm most likely going to be able to do two pushes with this attack, possibly even getting a reposition out of it, which is a very, very cool thing to be able to do. I like this form best out of the 2. Probably will run this one more so than the other. Sorry, Jim. So you're just not cutting the mustard here. Granted, you're getting a jump, which is rare because Vader doesn't jump very much. So like can be a very good thing for him. But yeah, no, I think Xian is the way to run it. Look, he looks pretty cool. This is coming in January. We're also going to probably get some more previews from this. We'll take a look at the Stormtroopers. We got 3 different Stormtroopers. You got kind of like I think it's a Stormtrooper captain, and then 2 regular Stormtroopers. And they'll probably, I can't wait to see what comes next for the Empire. We're going to be doing a video on what to expect in 2024 from Shatterpoint. So this is obviously one of the expansions that we're going to see with Vader and his troopers. But look for that probably next week. We'll be talking a little bit more about Star Wars Shatterpoint. If you want to learn more about Shatterpoint, like such as build diagrams, rules, instructions, all of that, I've got a link in the video description that takes you to the AMG Shatterpoint page. It also lets them know that you're hearing about Shatterpoint from me. So it's just a way to give them feedback to, let them know that I'm talking about Shatterpoint. And who knows, maybe enough people click that link and they say, hey, maybe we should send Crabbok a Darth Vader so he can review it. Little things like that. They kind of help the channel. So if you're looking for ways to help out, that's a great way. Another great way to help out is Patreon. Links for that are in the description below. Speaking of help out, let's go ahead and do a giveaway winner. Today's winner is going to win a $25 Amazon gift card that you can put towards an expansion of your choice, be it a Darth Vader expansion or anything else. So congratulations, and that winner is going to be Wheels the First 2728. Congratulations, Wheels the First 2728. Go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. I'm forgetting my own email address. Mailcrabbok@gmail.com, and I'll get you squared away. Anybody else, don't worry. There's more giveaways. There's more days left in December. And anything that does not get claimed, you have 30 days. It'll roll over into Patreon. So a big thanks to my patrons for continuing to support the channel. It's a great way to give back to patrons. I want to thank you all so much for watching. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other always. Wash your socks and have a great day.